Hi, this is Keith Clark, and yesterday we began a group experiment on Facebook. What we did was I asked for everyone who was willing participant to focus their energy and attention on the radio that we use for experiments here. The radio is currently in the attic. It's been there for about 5 months, and we leave it on 24 hours a day. And so the purpose of the experiment is to demonstrate that, number one, all of us have the ability to affect physical matter with our thoughts. Number two, to demonstrate that a group collective energy has much more potential than just an individual. And so yesterday we set forth the intention to ask people in spirit to use Morse Code, to send Morse Code. And now I'll get to that in a second. The question is, why Morse Code? Because it's different, because we've been doing voice now for 10 years, and Morse Code is something that I did in the military, so it's interesting. And also, if you ever wanted to bring it through a large volume of information, how could you do that automatically without a person needing to sit there or transcribe it? Morse Code. So, from the experiences that we've had with the radio over the last pretty much 12 years, and particularly last year in 2016, demonstrated that if our intent is focused on communication with people in spirit, of course the intention is always for the best and highest good of mankind, etc., then we have the power to manifest things. Our energy can be converted into physical matter, or our energy affects physical matter. Our thoughts are energy. Therefore, our thoughts affect physical matter. But to keep things short, we didn't receive Morse code yesterday. However, just prior to noon Eastern time, I put that out there on Facebook, and we had at least maybe 12 people say, "I'm in. Count me in. I will focus my thought for a certain amount of time each day on the radio with the intention of contributing my energy and my thoughts towards combining the energy of everybody for the purpose of bridging between so-called dimensions or vibrations or frequencies." But to put it simply, let's just think of it as a thought experiment. So we're going to listen to some samples from yesterday. I posted that before noon. The radio started to pick up because I listen to it every day. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't listen to it. And by 2 or 3 p.m., it was getting extremely active. And then we did a stream to Facebook. Now, the first 35 minutes of that stream wasn't that great because I was streaming the wrong audio. However, that did not affect the experiment. Once that was changed, we continued on, and the energy went up higher and higher and higher the more people became interested, and there was a certain point where it kind of dipped. And there are specific reasons for that. And then after a period of time, it started coming back up again. So I'm going to show you what it sounded like yesterday on the stream. These are all recordings from yesterday. And this is what we're trying to improve upon today. I'll go ahead and begin. The part we need to pay attention to is coming up right over here where you see the mouse. We're going to go ahead and pause it there. And this went on for hours and hours, and it increased. And that particular instance of the voice coming through is very, very rare. In fact, it's only occurred like this about 1.5 years ago. That is someone in spirit attempting to bring their voice through the radio. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. This is earlier in the day. This is probably 2, 3 p.m. Now that right there was actually one of the first attempts by somebody to actually come through, and the first attempt that begins to almost sound as if somebody's trying to speak. I know it sounds odd, and the first human instinct, or instinct of people, will be, because we've seen so many Hollywood movies, etc., when we hear the low voice or what sounds like a growl, or we hear them trying to come through and talk like that, first thing our minds think of is what? Oh my God, it sounds like a demon. But I just want you to know that that's not the case. It's merely somebody trying to talk through something that is very challenging. So they have to learn how to do it. And our energy helps them in doing that. And so here in the same clip, a little farther down, they begin speaking in a very quiet way in a different manner. That was just a short sample because I want to continue on to what occurred later on in the day. So this is all before the stream so far. And then, let's see. Then we did the stream, and I'm just going to run through and I'm going to pick areas of interest because it was so much. Areas of bursts of voice. And this continued on and through yesterday, and it has continued on today. Let me just run through it real quick. I'm trying to finish this video up right before I jump in the car and head to work. So I'm just going to speed through them. This one's pretty interesting. Notice there's hours and hours of this, so we just need to not stop for too long and don't lose sight of the prize, as it were, by continuing our experiments. I just wanted to give the community feedback on what their actions produced yesterday, what they assisted in. Let's listen to this one again. Notice we have some type of digital sounding anomaly right in here. Typical of EVP. We continue on. So this is different people experimenting with their voice. This, if it's a man, is actually trying pretty well to pace his voice to fit into the waves, if you will. And then we'll continue on to even later at night. This was still going on much later in the day. This was roughly between 9 and midnight last night. I'm sure you can hear the it's my interpretation is they are trying to influence the radio waves and then match them to be able to speak inside each dip. That's the best layman's term description I have. Okay, we're going to look at this again. These blank spaces where the clip was so long, I just took out the spots that appeared to me to be monotonous. I just wanted to leave the spots to show you. By this point, you can actually begin to tell that it's someone speaking, that's the energy of them speaking. And that's it for now. I would like to go over a couple of other things real quick before we end. That was the end of day one. It wasn't really planned. It was impulsive. There was a lot of inspiration behind it. A couple things I want to touch on before we quit. Number one, there seems to be a lot of confusion and misunderstanding about these experiments and what they are. There is no fear to be afraid of negative entities. If you have a fear of negative entities, then you shouldn't be experimenting at all. I would ask that you continue to educate yourself and follow whatever best practices you have in place for ensuring that you are protected, if you will, or whatever you feel confident in. Number two, please do not try to assume that you can interpret what they're saying. It's a waste of time. I repeat, a waste of time at this point to be trying too hard to understand what they're saying. When you try too hard, you begin to hear things that aren't exactly what they're saying. Therefore, it can sort of derail us. And I know sometimes there are different types of recordings and different types of people and different types of experiences. I would just say that in 12 years of recording, I have never heard the words help me, save me, ghost. I've never heard a demon, but I have heard some very strange, unusual, and unique things. So I'm going to say that when you come to this experiment, if you'd like to be a part of it and you want to create it and you believe that it's possible, by all means, participate. If you don't think it's possible, you think it's bullshit, then by all means, don't participate. There's plenty of people in the world today that believe that everything is impossible. There's not enough people in the world that believe anything is possible. Those are the people that we need. And so this is your results of your thoughts, all 12 of you or 15 of you or 20 of you from Facebook yesterday. This is what you made happen. Now, Stream 1 is live 24 hours a day at our website. Oops. The address is idigitalmedium.com/stream. This is the audio only version. The spectrograph's not up right now because it requires too many resources and there's not enough people interested. So, and if you go here, if you actually use VLC Media Player, open one of these links in VLC Media Player and you can actually save it. You can open up VLC Media Player and just click Stream 1, 2, 3. And you can listen to it using this link or these links in VLC Media Player from your phone anytime, anywhere. Now, when we stream to Facebook, the objective is not to have you scroll and then have to stop and say, oh, now I got to sit and watch Keith's stream. You can listen to the stream anytime, anywhere, free of charge, 24 hours a day. It's something that we've been doing for a decade and will continue to do. And just your thoughts alone, your thoughts that I have the ability to help people in spirit come through the radio? Yes, you do. No matter who you are, yes, you do. No matter how many of you are, every single person has an effect. And the more people there are, the more exponential the effect. I'm doing this video in a rush. Most of my videos will be in a rush. So if I appear to be rushed, it's because I am. But I'm very open. Please come and ask me any questions you have any time about any of the streams, whether it be technical in nature, though we don't want to focus on that too much just yet. So it's a radio tuned to 25.5 megahertz. It's static, it's fixed, it never changes, hasn't changed in years for the most part. It's up in the attic. A computer cable goes into a sound card of a line input cable goes into the sound card of a computer. From there, it's filtered live. From there, it's streamed directly to you. I'm also listening to that same stream wherever I am. So chances are pretty good when you pick it up and you listen, there's somebody else in the world listening with you, whether or not you know it. That is it for today, and I just wanted to share the results with you, and we thank you for contributing your energy and your hope and inspiration to this stream. This is a thought energy experiment. That's all we're going to call it for now. This is Keith Clark from My Digital Medium. Thank you. Have a good day.